Like just one day I woke up and I'd gone from baby got back to baby got bad back. So how I got started in comedy? Well, I was living in Atlanta. I'm from this area, actually Cleveland, Tennessee, and then I played basketball at UT Chattanooga. And everyone thought that I would be a coach, including me, but I just did not love coaching the way I did playing. And so I did. I was a graduate assistant for a year, but I just didn't feel that that's what I really wanted. And so I moved to Atlanta and I spent about 7 years trying to figure it out. I was a mortgage broker and did various things, and I took acting classes. And every time the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, every time he would have a comedian on, I would think, I really think I could do that.
Uh-huh.
And so I finally got up the courage to go to the Punchline in Sandy Springs,
Uh-huh.
right there outside of Atlanta. And the manager of the club said, I really think you could do this. You have the delivery and the stage presence, but you've got to learn to write your own material, because all I knew how to do is tell a joke. I didn't know.
Uh-huh.
And so I took a writing class, and then a few months later I went back, and he hired me to open. And so then I just started getting more opening gigs, and then moving up through the ranks to feature and headliner, and then it took off from there. And so I
Very
toured a
cool.
few years with Southern Fried Chicks and been on various comedy tours, and have been doing it now for 29 years.
Wow, very cool. That's awesome. So, do you remember your first show and kind of that feeling of being on stage in front of an audience and kind of all eyes on you, kind of people laughing, and how was that feeling for you?
Oh, it was, very intoxicating when it worked, but at the same time, when you're getting started, you have a lot of things that doesn't work, and so it's equally as uh, uncomfortable
Mhm.
when you're having a show that maybe is not as well received as others. So, we've all bombed, and we've all, but that it's, I liken it to golf. Just when you're ready to quit, you'll have the best game you've ever played. And just when you
Right.
think you're good, you'll have the worst one. So it keeps you humble.
Oh, I can imagine. And you have to be probably pretty vulnerable being on stage, and it's just you, really. There's no musicians with you. There's
Oh,
no
no, can't blame the drummer. So
right. So when you started writing your own content, where did you get the inspiration from for your stand up?
It's always come from my life. I mean, it's my experiences. I do a lot of observational humor too, but it's always something that happens to me, in a bank or in a drive-through or whatever it is. I mean, I take life experience and find the humor in it, and whether it's something that happens in the grocery store or going through cancer, which I went through ovarian cancer in 2013, and I did a TEDx talk, "Cancer is the Laughing Matter," because I found the humor in my journey, and certainly cancer is not a hoot, but I mean, it's miserable. But at the same time, staying positive and finding humor is a very effective healing, you know, tool. So,
Oh yeah.
and my oncologist said to me the day he diagnosed me is, I don't care who it is, get negative people out of your life so that you can heal. That staying positive and keeping your sense of humor was as important as surgery and chemotherapy. So I'm just a big believer in the power of humor. So I look for it everywhere, in, comedy and tragedy.
Right. That's
There's
awesome. So do you feel like that has helped you get through everything that life throws at you, just trying to find that positivity in everything?
I do. A year, 14 months ago, I was in a serious car accident that broke my neck and
Mhm.
ribs, sternum, and all kinds of. It really broke me up. I was in a wheelchair for a couple months, and I still have issues, but there's no doubt that it lightens the load. Everybody has something. We all have things we're dealing with, and if you can't find the humor in life, then it can get dark in a hurry. So you have to make an effort to look for it and find the humor in situations, and come out to comedy shows and do things that make you laugh.
Yeah, I love that. You know, people always say laughter is the best medicine. So I
I
love that
agree
you
with
provide
that.
that for people.
And that's the one time people aren't, fighting over politics or something else. If we're laughing together, we're having a good time. It's good
Yeah,
energy.
I love that. So how has performing changed for you over these 29 years?
Well, I don't know that performing has changed as much as, it feels like now that comedy is my side hustle and social media is my job. I mean, that's what's changed so much is
Uh-huh.
just, and it's such a double-edged sword for comics because putting your content out there helps you get fans and followers and people come to the shows, but then they've heard the material. And so you always feel pressure to keep delivering more and more that people haven't heard. And, it's a challenge to keep up. So but it's a beautiful thing because you can get exposed to so many people when used to you just didn't have that option.
Right. That's an interesting take on it. Social media is crazy these days.
Yes.
So,
If you don't have social media, you just might as well forget it.
yep. Yep. So tell me about the shows now that you're touring with and kind of what audiences can expect from you.
Well, they can expect they can expect fun and uplifting. And because I do try to, you know I mean, my content is PG at worst. So I'm
Mhm.
a, I'm clean comedian, and I try to keep it uplifted. I'm not one that sits and makes fun of people and calls
Mhm.
people names and that kind of thing. I mean, I have observations that include funny things that happen to me that are just, kind of stupid things people have said, but I'm the butt of most of my jokes. But those are really things that happen. Some people say, "Oh, you sound like you think you're superior." No, I don't at all. But these things actually happen. They were funny, and so I shared them. So
Mhm.
that's all it is for me, is just merely the observations and the experiences we endure on day to day, and people relate to that because they have similar things. But
Yep.
it's all in good fun. Nothing is ever mean spirited. So
Right.
but some people have a hard time lightening up. Gosh.
Why is that so important to you to keep your humor positive and uplifting? Why do you feel like that's important to your mission with your comedy?
Well, I think with all I've been through with cancer and with the car accident and everything, and then the whole climate of today's politics, and
Mhm.
it just, I want people to be able to come out, have a great time, and it not feel like anybody's fighting, like anybody's being insulted. I think it's more than anything is there's just so much darkness out there that I want my show to be something that people can walk away from and think that was fun. I had a good time, and
Mhm.
not feel like somebody got uncomfortable because and so that's why it's important to me.
Yep, a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we got a lot of spreaders of the darkness, so I'm trying to spread the light.
Yep, I love that. So do you personally watch comedians, watch late night shows still? Like how do you consume comedy to get your kind of inspiration?
uh I don't watch that much comedy. Comics, we hit on so many similar topics. And so a lot of times I mean, I watch people I really think are funny that I enjoy,
Uh-huh.
and I'll catch clips of it, but I don't sit and study comics just because we all have our own unique way of going about it. And when you start hitting on similar topics, then you start thinking, I don't want it to look like I took that or I stole that
Right.
material. So I just try to my animals give me more inspiration than anything. There's always humor here. So but I do love comedy, but the comics are a tough room because something can kill you and a comedian will go, "Oh, that's funny." And not laugh. So So we're not the best audiences. We're usually evaluating the joke and the structure of it, and that worked or
Sure.
that didn't work or why did that work. But I do love to watch documentaries on comedians and that kind of thing,
Okay.
and people's journeys and see that. That's really fun for me.
Right. That's awesome. So what all kind of animals do you have?
Well, I have two sitting here with me now, a little Chihuahua and a Terrier. You want to say?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
oh
And
my goodness.
Zoe, and that's Jax. And I have to pop because I didn't. I'm at home and not office. I had to pile up in the bed so they'll lay here with me and be quiet. Otherwise, if they can see the door and anybody walks by, then it's over.
It's over. Yep.
But they'll lay here and be good.
I understand that. Yeah, animals are they are great sources of laughter for sure.
They are. They're so fun.
Yes. Awesome. Well, do you have anything that you want to tell Middle Georgia to get ready for your show in Eatonton, or anything that you want to end with today?
Well, I just would love to people come out and celebrate life and laugh and just have a great time. I look forward to being there. I know this is heard great things about this theater, so it just be a really fun night out, and everyone needs that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you in February, and we cannot wait to laugh with you and meet you in person and all of that. So we're very excited.
Well, thank you so much. So get your tickets now.
Yes.